So, what we've got today is I'm replaying one of my games I've built. What I'm going to do is quickly run through that. As you can see, it's quite code heavy. I've got gamepad support in here, just because I think it works better as a gamepad, because the amount of buttons used, and sometimes on a keyboard, it can be a little all over the place. So we're just waiting for the game to run off. It's quite Like I said, it's quite code heavy because there's a lot of scripting in it, so it takes a little bit longer to load up than a lot of them. But this is a investigation game. At the time, I think I'd been playing a few of these detective games, and I thought, oh, you know what? I'll make something. So, as you can see, this is Dave Dallas, Dad Detective, in a town full of crooks. So, a new game, and you will be greeted by some instructions. There's a few spelling mistakes and typos here and there throughout the game. That's because I wrote straight in here instead of writing it into text. So let's click next. You've upped roots from the big city, planted them with family somewhere pretty. You never left the detective game. The town is new, but the crime's the same. I don't know why I got idea to make a little rhyming thing, but you've got an objective, deduce who the thief is of a missing item, and you've got a location. So as you can see, got this little redhead guy, it's Dave Dallas. It just says a few people on the screen, so first thing to do is run around. And how it works is when you approach some evidence, you'll get an exclamation mark. So I'm just quickly running around the level to show you I've built it into different layers so you can go behind things and in front of things. So we've now got a client ledger. One of the middle pages is torn out. Okay, so that's the first piece of evidence. We've got a bunch of questions. What we do is when we collect this information, it gets logged in a book. So as you get evidence, it gives you options to talk about them and ask questions on them. And we've got a little book that pops up. So my idea is a lot of these games is basically like point you to everything. So my idea was just to have a book where you decide or you work out yourself. So you do some deductive skills based on the information you've got there. I've only done one level of it, so that's quite interesting. Yeah, so we can keep questioning them. So we've got some footsteps now. Did you see the footsteps were next to the flower bed? And we'll go talk to the woman. I said you only need to talk to the officer once you think you've got who and what you need. Because what it'll do is it will output some information for you at the end of the level. So I'll keep going through, get some more questions. So I know we like wandered around. Sometimes what you'll need to do is just have a scout around the screen, have a walk around. You might see something, but you'll get the there we go. And just before that popped up, I don't know if you could see it, but you could see like a slightly different shape just beyond the tree. So what we're going to do is have things where they were collectible. So if you picked them up, you could use them. Because for this one, that's what we're after. So pretend that spade is no longer down there, and we're going to do some digging. Now where we'll head is we will head to where the footsteps are. So we'll just run across there, and you see there's a magnifying glass. So okay, so we've just dug up a note or a page. You see we've still got the information, and obviously if more questions you ask, it fills out the more information. There are some other pages which I actually forgot to do that'll show you the evidence and notes you've collected. So the idea is you'll have a look through your book, scan around, and go from there. So it's for those that prefer something a bit more methodical and not like hand holding, where it's like quite obvious. It's like, right, I found all the information. Some things you might not get. I mean, this were only like a first level. The idea between this is you've got all these detectives, but he's also got several children at home, and in between actual crimes, there'll be some sort of like investigation going on at something that happened at home, like who drank the last of the orange juice and put the carton back, or which one of them scribbled on the wall, or who you know who took the batteries out of the whatever. So we're answering questions. And then once you've gone through the series of the questions, based on that, you'll be presented with this screen, which will give you an information about all the people. So with this one, we were right. So Dave Dellert, with his swift and accurate deduction skills, gained his license and continued the adventure. If you're interested in these games, drop a comment, smash the like, and smash the subscribe. Bye.